You can separate yourself from others. That's it. Is this emotion mine? Am I reacting to theirs? Am I responding, or am I mirroring? Those are three great questions to ask yourself. When someone else is angry, insecure, defensive, negative, ask yourself those, and then, do I want to pick up this energy? Pause. And most of the time, you don't want to.
Welcome to the Secret Life Podcast. Tell me your secret. I'll tell you mine.
Recovery doesn't end when the chaos stops. That's when the real work begins. After 16 years of recovery, my novels, Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex and Love Addict, and my new book, Becoming My Own Effing Soulmate, tell the before and after. The addiction, the healing, and the messy realities of learning how to choose yourself. Both are available now on Amazon. Welcome to Secret Life Podcast. I'm Brianne Davis-Gantt. Today I'm pulling back the curtains of all kinds of human secrets. We'll hear about what people are hiding from themselves or others. You know, those deep, dark secrets you probably want to take to your grave, or those lighter, funnier secrets that are just plain embarrassing. Join me each week as we take a deep dive into one subject matter, exploring the how, what, when, where, and why of it all. This is Secret Life, and I'm excited for you to join the ride. Today, we are talking about emotional sovereignty. Yes, emotional sovereignty. I think it's the goal for all of us. So what is emotional sovereignty? If you're listening and you have no idea what that means, it's okay. We all learn new things. I didn't know what that meant for a very long time until the past couple of years where I practice it on a daily basis. It's where an actual practice, you take full ownership of your own feelings, your emotional reactions, your inner state, rather than blaming them on others and relying on external circumstances for validation. So you are in control of your own feelings, emotions, thoughts, and you never transfer blame to anybody else, ever. And you don't reach outside of yourself for validation, making you feel better, buying that thing, pointing fingers. So I have been practicing for at least the last 2 years, right? Emotional sovereignty. And it's a form of stoicism. I love the Stoics. I love Stoicism. So this is why I wanted to bring this today. It's the philosophy that really works for grounding in yourself, autonomy in yourself, sovereignty with yourself, and showing up like a true fucking adult, let's just say. So sovereignty, emotional sovereignty, is a state of self-governance where you acknowledge emotions are as personal, manageable experiences, that they are messengers, sacred messengers, rather than being controlled by others and project them on others. So here are the key aspects of emotional sovereignty. Self-responsibility, recognizing that you are responsible for your own feelings and others are responsible for theirs. Whenever I say 99% of the time it has nothing to do with me, that's on them, then I have to look, how am I the reaction? What wound is it hitting? What is it hitting in me? And I can control my thoughts about that, and I can have the feelings around it because that's a release for me and it's a guide for me to something I need to release. Internal regulation, that is a key aspect. Having the capacity to manage your own external emotional state during conflict, stress, instead of acting impulsively. Before, I was so impulsive because I am a Taurus. I am someone that I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I am loyal. I will fight for you. I will show up exactly what you need. But the moment you do me wrong or lie or immoral and don't take accountability for yourself, I then can go into an impulsive, like, fuck you state. And that's not good for me. And I've learned that over the years. Being proactive with your response, choosing your response and situation rather than letting the situation dictate your emotional state. You know, the pause. I say a 10-minute pause. Give it a pause. Write that thing out. Don't ever send it. Pause. That has helped me. Then having really strong boundaries. I have such strong boundaries, which I'm very proud about. but maintaining my emotional center in relationships and prevents me from outsourcing moods and triggers onto partners or other people in this world. And setting my own boundaries that need to protect me and standing in them, not in like a moral sense. And I'm just protecting me. This is not me putting them on you. It's me protecting me, because boundaries are like us loving ourselves, but also not doing it out of guilt, right? A lot of people set boundaries and then they feel guilty afterwards. Holding boundaries without guilt. You cannot have guilt. And why does this all matter? Emotional sovereignty. It helps your relationships. You reduce conflict. You enhance connection. It reduces blame and projection and codependency and people pleasing. Also, it's so good for your personal growth. It breaks cycles. It breaks all cycles of letting any external thing trigger you. And it's really good for your well-being. It literally reduces reliance on external validation, materialism, consumption, and you're okay with your psychological stability and resilience. And lastly, it shows leadership. It shows like you're a boss. Like you do not run on your feelings and emotions, and you can hold other people and you can still have feelings and emotions, but they don't get thrown up on other people. You remain more calm and conscious decisions under pressure. And how do you cultivate it? So let me just go through those so you have them all again. You're responsible for the way you fucking feel. Number 1, don't define your worth by others. 3, you dial in your own mental and physical health. You don't objectify your own emotions, and you earn your confidence. So those are also the other things. And in that, you find leadership, you find a better well-being, you personally grow and evolve more, and you have better relationships. So why? How do you cultivate it? People ask me all the time, how do you fucking cultivate emotional sovereignty? The pause. 10-minute pause, I always say. Check in internally and self-validation. That is a huge, huge, huge one. Self-validation. So let's do the pause. Any event, anything that happens and you have a reaction, that's telling you to pause. So when anything gets, I go, oh, not going to do that. I'm just going to sit in it. Let me see how it feels. Let me see how I get on. And every time I get on the other side, and like 2 years ago I wasn't, but every time I get on the other side, I'm like, I'm glad I just let this be, or I'm glad I just said okay, or I'm glad I just didn't react after that feeling, that first initial feeling and impulse. And it rewires your motherfucking neurons in your brain. You are rewiring your brain. So it's going to be hard at first, but it gets easier. So anytime you rewire your brain, and don't jump into survival or reactionary, and you have emotional sovereignty, whole brain gets rewired. My internal check-ins, this is how it kind of goes. I do an emotional check-in. I ask myself, how am I feeling? And where is it projecting onto? Am I blaming others? What is actually happening? If I put myself in their shoes, what are they going through? And sit in that, and then it regulates itself. So that you can do during the pause. Then I turn to my self-validation, right? Self-preservation even. I'm like, ooh, I just pause. That gives me confidence. That gives me self-worth. I'm not dependent on others to have an emotional stability and sovereignty. I'm doing it for myself. And those small acts really, really help. So here we go. You can separate yourself from others. That's it. Is this emotion mine? Am I reacting to theirs? Am I responding, or am I mirroring? Those are 3 great questions to ask yourself. When someone else is angry, insecure, defensive, negative, ask yourself those. And then, do I want to pick up this energy? Pause. And most of the time, you don't want to. You strengthen that nervous system, like I said. Breathe slowly before reacting. Relax your jaw and shoulders. Speak slower. When you speak slower, your impulsive survival state slows down. Ground your feet in the floor. Scrunch your toes. Calm body helps to calm the inner state because it's psychological, not just mental. Stop taking everything so personal. Like I said, 99% of the time, it has nothing to fucking do with you. That's their shit. Might be around their childhood, their insecurity, their exhaustion, their unprocessed pain, their unwillingness to look at themselves, their personality disorder. Shift from why are they doing this to me to this is something happening inside of them that's getting projected onto me. So you're not entangling yourself in it. Now, when I said the validation and confidence, this is how you do it. Practice. Approve of myself before others do. You did good, Brianne. That's what I do a lot. Good job. I taught Davis how to do that, and I had him like hug himself. Decide who you are before anybody else labels you. Who do you want to be before people put labels on you? And know your value deeply. Know what you bring to the party. Know what you bring to the world. Know how you're contributing to the world to make it a better place. Know your intentions. You're coming from good intentions. That is the most important, because then the other people lose power and you keep emotional sovereignty easier. Boundaries do not need to be loud. I want to make this very clear. You can say things as easy as this: I'm not available for this conversation. I want to change the topic. I'm just going to leave the room right now, and you don't engage. Silence is sovereignty. Non-reaction is power. And I am telling you, do not give your power away. And then you also have to tell yourself you cannot regulate everyone. So even when you try to help other people, which I know my job is helping people, you cannot make other people change. You cannot fix other people's moods. You cannot make them more confident, make them less insecure, make them see themselves in the mirror more, take accountability. You cannot do that. Even in my job, I cannot make people, even if I hold the mirror, if they don't want to see the mirror, they will look around it any way they can to blame others. So they got to manage their own triggers. You can't manage for them. So your responsibility lies in your integrity and where you're coming from. And that also builds strong self-confidence. And then you lastly detach. You detach with compassion, which I do. I love that I do that. Like even people I say I'm done not having them in my life, I'm actually doing it out of love, because this is not working for them anymore and it's not working for me anymore. And I see you're struggling and I can't fix this for you. I can't make you see any differently. And I have to step out now. You can hold empathy, but not take on their energy. Compassion without enmeshment. That is the key. And choose your response. Don't react. Pause, breathe, delay, choose. Reaction is automatic. Response is sovereignty. If there's a heavy energy, lastly, I want to say, if there's a heavy fucking energy coming at you, journal it out, move your body, take a shower, symbolic of cleaning off, get in a salt bath. Salt clears systems and lets go of stuff. Go outside, sit in the sun, get some vitamin D, feel life happening again, walk through the woods, and listen to music. Music is a huge healer for me, as long as it's not those cheesy love songs, but it is. Don't carry the residue. Wipe it off. Even have like some of the other people I work with, we do a thing where we shake off other people's energy. Here's what I want to say. Lastly, other people are allowed to have their storms. Other people are allowed to have their hardships. You are not fucking responsible and required to become the weather for them. Let me say that again. Other people are allowed to have storms. You are not required to become the weather. Your light isn't fragile. It only dims when you hand it to someone else, the switch. Your light's not fragile. It only dims when you give someone else the switch to turn it off. So you are responsible for your emotional sovereignty, just like I am. And that makes the world so much easier to handle, because life on life's terms can be hard. But when you hold your own energy and don't let anybody impose theirs, it's a beautiful fucking world and place and life. And I see that and I'm living it. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for my work for 17 years. I'm so grateful for what I do. And I'm so grateful to have emotional sovereignty, especially after we just celebrated our 300th fucking episode of Secret Life Podcast, when we started this during COVID, my husband and I, because we wanted to give to the world in this dangerous time. And today we live in a dangerous world too. And it's like, you hold your own energy. Don't let anybody put their shit on you or the world put the shit on you. And you float through life. And it's actually a beautiful fucking life. Thank you for listening to Secret Life Podcast. I hope you enjoy this episode. Send me any of your thoughts or feelings, and I will get them out to you at secretlifepodcast@icloud.com. Until next time. Thanks again for listening to the show. Please subscribe, rate, share, or send me a note at secretlifepodcast.com. And if you like to check out my book, head over to secretlifenovel.com or Amazon to pick up a copy for yourself or someone you love. Thanks again. See you soon.